Hey everybody, it's Jessica here, and I'm coming to you from my van while my daughter is in gymnastics, and it's been one of those days where everything has just flowed into the next and there hasn't been a lot of downtime, but I hope you're having a great day, and I will try to keep this short and sweet. I know I talked really long about nutrition yesterday, but I really hope that you go back and listen to that one. And just so you know, you can actually swipe the live video down and to the right while you're watching and listening to it, and keep scrolling and doing other stuff on Facebook. Now obviously I want you to listen and to spend your time wisely while you're listening to the video, but if you are in the middle of checking in other groups, or if you're just looking around Facebook, you can swipe the video down and to the right, and the video will keep playing while you do other stuff on Facebook. Just so you know, so that you can listen and you can still go about your Facebook time. So, hi Shelly. So, keeping it short and sweet as possible, but hydration. This is another topic that is really exciting to me. It's one that I had no idea in the past why drinking water was so important. I mean, obviously people talk about it all the time. It's huge advice if you're wanting to lose weight or get healthier or whatever. But until I understood why, I wasn't even motivated to drink more. I originally started drinking more water because I was trying not to drink the other stuff. Like I said before, I used to drink Dr. Pepper and sweet tea. I wasn't super big on like lemonade or juices or whatever. I did drink more like orange juice and grape juice and stuff like that. But and I still drink like a little serving of those from like time to time, but it's definitely not the way that I get those nutrients. I actually eat the fruit as much as possible to get those juices. So when it comes to water though, it's basically the transporter of all the stuff that needs to get into your cells. So like the nutrients that you eat, it's easier for them to get there when you drink enough water. It's also the transporter of toxins out of your body, out of the cells. So water is crucial for those two things to happen, which basically determine how your body functions, and like all the way around, and then also how toxic you are, basically. So if you aren't drinking enough water, the toxins that you intake, remember I talked yesterday, like even if you eat pretty clean, there's still going to be toxins in your body all the time. So you need water to take the toxins out of your body. And also, there's other ways to do that too, like obviously sweating, like, so, exercise, which we're going to talk about movement on Friday. But exercise, sweating is a great way to get it out, but that's, again, it's water coming out of your body, right? So getting that water into your cells helps carry the nutrients into your body, onto the cellular level, and then water helps eliminate the toxins. Now, if you think you're drinking enough water but you still feel thirsty, that's actually the last sign of thirst, is actually feeling thirsty, or dehydration. The last sign of dehydration is thirst. So before you get thirsty, there's a few other things that start to happen. You might get a headache, you might feel slightly fatigued. That's signs right there that you need to drink more water. Now, the amount of water that everybody needs is different for them. It depends on your activity level. It depends on the food you're eating. There's some really great water-rich foods that help with your water intake, and it's comes from the food itself, not actually drinking it. There's also a big deal for the quality of water. So here's where the amount of ounces of water that you drink, or cups, however you want to look at it, it totally depends on the quality of water, and this is that's the main thing, and like the structure of the water. So first, talking about the structure of the water. If you're just going to drink regular water, like you have tap water, is kind of like the basic. It's the free, well, not free, but you know what I mean. It doesn't cost any extra. You're already paying for it, right? So tap water is like the first option, which tap water is different in every city. You can look up, I think, on your Public Works or whatever information online and see like the quality of your tap water. But I strongly encourage everybody to find out the quality of your tap water before you rely on that as your main source. There's all kinds of filters you can buy. Most people's refrigerators have a filter on them. So filtered water is kind of the next step above tap water. And then you have bottled water, and then you have distilled water, and then you have like reverse osmosis water. So technically, obviously, if we could all install a reverse osmosis system in our house, that would be awesome, but it's like thousands of dollars. You can get like a countertop pitcher with like a really good reverse osmosis filter in it. But it's still like several $100s. So it'll actually be a good investment for over time, but a lot of people don't want to spend that up front, which I totally don't blame them. So, your next bet down from that is what I mentioned, the distilled water. Now, distilled water, it's basically all the stuff is taken out of it, so you have to put stuff back in it. If you're going to drink distilled water, which is like one of the healthiest options, you have to put pink Himalayan salt in there. Pink Himalayan salt is, it's a mineral, but it has tons of minerals in it. It's got electrolytes. If you drink distilled water by itself, you will dehydrate yourself. It's actually what bodybuilders drink before competitions, because it'll make you lose a lot of water weight, but not in a good way. You can do that like short term, like if you really, really, really need to de-bloat, you can drink a little bit of distilled water, but it shows your muscle tone like really hardcore. But I don't recommend that. You have to put you have to put the Himalayan salt in there, put the electrolytes back in there. So the electrolytes are what help carry the water to your cells even more efficient. So distilled water obviously costs money, or you can distill it yourself on the stovetop, but just make sure you add the pink Himalayan salt in it. You only need like 1/4 of a teaspoon per gallon or something crazy. It's not even that much. You can't really taste it that much. That's what I drink when I do the Beachbody Ultimate Reset, which is like a super cleansing detox 3 weeks of like super clean foods and like supplements throughout the day, and drinking distilled water with pink Himalayan salt. The next option down, bottled water. But here's where it gets tricky. They've actually tested all kinds of brands of bottled water, and a lot of the bottles, or a lot of the brands, they're actually tap water, bottled and labeled, and they're charging you for tap water. It's not even spring water. It's not filtered water. So you need to find out like which bottled water you can find around you that's actually like filtered or spring water. Spring water is the best, but just make sure it's actually filtered, because there's more than one company out there that's bottling tap water and charging you for it and making you think that it's healthy bottled water. When it's not. So some of the best waters are Smart Water, and it's actually got electrolytes added to it. And I think it was Aquafina's not so bad. Dasani is the worst bottled water. Obviously, it's made by Coca-Cola. No offense to Coca-Cola, but they make sodas, right? Supposedly their quality of water is awful. So don't waste your money on Dasani if you can help it. Try to stick with Aquafina or most anything that says spring water, like legit spring water. And then Smart Water is supposed to be pretty good. So those are bottled water options. Next is filtered water. If you don't have a filter in your home, I highly recommend it. And it doesn't have to be anything fancy. Just make sure that you change it out when you need to. And then if you're going to drink tap water, just really look up your information about it, because sometimes tap water can have stuff in it that actually can harm you over time. So you want to send stuff into your body that's going to like nourish and take care of your cells and help them function, at the best level possible, instead of sending in stuff that's going to attack it. That's what leads to chronic illnesses. That's what leads to cancer. That's what leads to disease. They've actually traced so much of that stuff back to cellular dehydration. So people are chronically dehydrated. That means they don't get enough water every day for days and weeks and months and years. So it's never too late to turn it around. So if you're somebody that doesn't drink a lot of water right now, become somebody that drinks more water, and it'll add up over time. It's not something that, you have to be perfect at, forever for it to matter. Like, start wherever you are. So one of the things you can do is add fresh lemon to your water. The lemon, or any other citrus fruit really, but mainly lemon, it actually changes the molecular structure of the water so that your cells can absorb it better. So it's very similar to how electrolytes affect distilled water. But if you're just going to drink filtered water or tap water or whatever, lemon is kind of like antibacterial. So if there is stuff in your tap water, it's a good way to help cleanse it a little bit. And also it changes the molecular structure so you can actually absorb it better. Because like I said, it's the quantity that you drink has all to do with the quality of the water that you're drinking. So if you're drinking water that has lemon added, or if it's distilled water with pink Himalayan salt added, you don't technically have to drink as much as you would, poor quality water or water without anything special in it, because it's easily getting to, why can't I talk today? It's easily getting into your cells, and that's what you want it to do. So if you're just drinking basic tap water and you're not doing anything special to it, you might have to drink more of that tap water throughout the day for enough of it to get into your cells to actually matter. So I hope that makes sense. So I'm not saying, tap water is better than no water at all. So everybody needs water. The quality of your water matters. So if you're drinking from the tap, find out. Change out your filter often. Add lemon if you can. You can add strawberries. Some people just like to crush and add berries, period. You can slice up cucumbers. My favorite though is just a little fresh lemon. Lemons aren't that expensive, and you don't need a lot to make a difference. And don't buy the fake lemon juice. My husband likes to put fake lemon juice in his, and he made a big gallon for us the other day to take upstairs and drink off of. And I was like, man, this water tastes weird. I was like, what did you put in it? And he told me, lemon and something else. And I was like, that just doesn't taste right. And it's because he used the real lemon squeeze fake stuff that has, it's real lemon juice, but it's mixed with other stuff, so it has a fake taste, and I could totally tell. So so use real lemon, and then you can freeze grapes and put those in there and eat those while you're drinking the water. Just try to make it fun and taste good and all that stuff, but please don't use those flavor bottles that you squeeze into your water. Crystal Light packets, all that stuff, you're adding in artificial sweeteners, which could cause weight gain, because they're actually, when you take in 0 calorie stuff, I meant to say this yesterday with the nutrition stuff, but now that we're talking about drinking, this is probably where it's the biggest problem. When it comes to 0 calorie stuff, especially drinks, your body is expecting, stuff is going into your stomach, right? There's still ingredients in there. There's still stuff coming into your body, and it's waiting on those calories. And so when you don't have any calories, your body kind of freaks out, and it's well, I'm processing stuff, but I'm not getting any nutrients or any calories from it. I need more stuff. So that's the reason why a lot of diet foods, and especially diet drinks, anything with kind of artificial flavors and really low sugar and all that, really low calories and all that stuff, it actually makes you more hungry and causes more cravings and all that stuff. So I just beg you, please stay away from that stuff. If you want to feel good, if you want to lose weight, it could even get you addicted to the artificial sweeteners. I know a lot of people have talked to me about how they really want to quit diet soda, but they legit have a addiction to it and have headaches and all that stuff. So there's a process you can go through to kind of make it better, but you can get through it. But just don't go there. If you're trying to drink more water, add real stuff to it the best you can, so that you can make it tolerable for yourself, because if you start adding the fake stuff, you might get addicted to it, and it's really hard to turn back. So on top of that, if you want to drink distilled water, like I said, make sure you get the pink Himalayan salt, and those are your 2 best options. So lemon water and distilled water with pink Himalayan salt. And hi Joan. And then you can also do lemon ginger cayenne water, which is something that I've learned from Chalene Johnson, I don't know, a couple years ago, but she actually put it as a recipe in her 131 method. And the cayenne fires up your metabolism, the ginger has anti-inflammatory properties, and then the lemon helps the water be better absorbed. So I literally squeeze real lemon juice into my water, grate some ginger, and you just buy the ginger root. It's real, the real root, and I keep it in my freezer, and I just take it out, peel a little bit, and then use the really, really, really small, microplaner bladers, and just grate it into the water, and then sprinkle a little bit of cayenne. It doesn't take much, but you can make a big batch of it. I have a 2.5 gallon pour spout jug, and to make a big batch of that and just kind of like, then I can fill up my bottle, you know, several times for a couple of days before I have to make more. But I don't drink it all day, every day. Like, even if you only had one bottle that had that in it, it's better than nothing at all, right? So I encourage you to drink water when you first wake up. It kind of gets your digestive system going. If you struggle with regularity, drinking water is like as much of a cup as you can, or much of a bottle as you can. It'll help you with regularity. And it just kind of helps you wake up way more than just going straight for the coffee. And I was kind of skeptical myself, but I started doing it where I poured water in a cup before bed every night, and I drink a little bit before bed so that I don't have to wake up and go pee. And then when I wake up in the morning, I finish the rest of that cup before I start my coffee. And I find it helps me drink less coffee. Because the water just kind of like hydrates you and wakes you up. And then, drinking water throughout the day is very important. If you have an issue with getting up to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, just cut off your heavy consumption before a certain amount of time. Also, try not to drink water while you're eating your meals, or drink anything while you're eating your meals, because the liquid actually washes away your digestive enzymes, so it makes your food harder to digest. And that's part of the reason why you might get bloated, you might be like really uncomfortable after a meal, or just your food doesn't settle right, or whatever. It might be because you washed your digestive enzymes away. So I stopped drinking like 10 minutes or so before I eat a meal, and then I try not to start drinking again until like 15 to 20 minutes after I'm done eating. Now, do I do that every time? No, but the way that our country has paired drinks with a meal, like when you buy fast food or you go out to a restaurant or whatever, it's actually just not a good habit. It's not a good habit. So just think of drinking water as, you know, drink it is just another habit that you have to do every single day. And it's another one like eating, where it's throughout the day. So you have to be conscious of it. I carry my water everywhere I go. It is literally a part of my body. I feel like I am missing something really important, like I'm naked, if I don't have my water. So like a cup like this, this is like the 32 ounce or whatever. And if you don't drink much at all, like, you can start out small, but start carrying your water with you. Just talking about it makes me want to drink it. So you can think I'm a quack or whatever, but I promise you will start feeling better. You'll start sleeping better eventually, once you get over the fact that you have to go to the bathroom a little more maybe at night. But you should be more regular. Your skin should clear up more. And you just flush away all that bad stuff you don't need. So like those nutrients that are coming in, they need to get to where they need to get to in the cells. The toxins that you take in, especially if you're not eating as clean as you want to be, you need to flush them away with some water. So if that stuff gets in your body and you don't drink enough water, water is the only thing that transports it. Soda, sweet tea, all that stuff, it's not going to help those toxins get out of your body. So you have to drink that water to get them out. Otherwise, they kind of get trapped up in your cells and you feel icky. Your body won't function the way it's supposed to. You can get chronically dehydrated, which leads to all kind of other issues. And, it might even cause you to hang on to weight that you don't need. So drinking water is like a priority will automatically cause you to drink less of other stuff, because water helps you be more full as well. If you are hungry or feeling hungry and you're like, man, it hasn't been that long since I ate, try chugging a whole bottle of water, or just, drinking a glass of water. A lot of times we confuse our body signals and we think we're hungry when we're actually thirsty. So I always tell people that tip, and people kind of catch on and they're like, oh my gosh, I would usually have grabbed a snack at that time, but I just chugged a bottle of water instead. And by the time I was done with the water, I didn't feel hungry anymore. And it's not that the water fills you up. It's that was the cue that your body was giving you, was to drink water, not to eat more. So you need a lot more water than you think, but I don't want you to force it. There's no reason to force feed yourself water. Like, just gradually increase the amount of water you drink. If you don't know how much you drink, that's where you need to start. You've got to track it. So you've got to know in some way how much you're getting throughout the day. So whether you need to write it down, whether you need to use a water drinking app, whether you need to use the same cup every day where you know how many ounces it is and you know how many times you filled it up. There's got to be some way for you to track it so that you know how you need to improve it, or if maybe you're good, I think I got to everything I was going to say. So if y'all have any questions about water, drop it below. But know that water consumption is one of the most important things for your overall health. Everything I'm talking about this week is, but water is like one of the cheapest, easiest ways to start changing your health immediately, okay? I encourage you, if you're drinking diet sodas, to make a goal to quit. I'm not saying you can never have anything, you know, sugary or whatever, but when you're putting more sugar into your body, if there is water and stuff that helps make up whatever you're drinking, it's not able to do its job at all. And that is just more toxins and sugar that you're putting in your body that more water is going to have to take out. So to me, it's just not worth it. But anyway, there's a lot of water-rich foods you can eat, like I said, like cucumber, and a lot of the fruits are pretty water-rich, even like leafy greens and stuff like that are more water-rich than you would think. So just focus on getting more water in your body, okay? And I want you to know by the end of this week where you're at with your water consumption, and know like how much more you need to drink. The rule of thumb is half of your weight converted to ounces. So if you're 160 pounds, half of your body weight is 80. So 80 ounces would be like your minimum per day. Now that's 10 8-ounce cups, which nobody drinks out of an 8-ounce cup. Like, it drives me nuts that that's like the recommendation, because who knows that? But basically, it's how many ever ounces you want to drink. That's kind of how I like to track it, is how many ounces. So 128 ounces is a gallon. But if you can get even just 75 ounces, like, that's a good place. 75 to 80 ounces is like a good place to get. I just know that I personally need more because I work out every day, so I know that I lose water. You lose water through your eyes, through your nose, through your mouth, through your sweat, like through your skin. So you're constantly, through your pee and poop. So you're constantly losing water, so you have to replenish that. So you just got to find where your balance is with that. And you'll know, like I said, if you feel thirsty, that means you've gone too long without water. That's the last sign of dehydration, is thirst, like thirsty feeling. So just do the best you can to kind of keep it like a constant throughout the day so that you can actually absorb it as you're drinking it. Try putting lemon in it. Try distilled water with some pink Himalayan salt. But at the very least, just get to know about your quality of water and know how much you're drinking to know how much more you need to drink. And pay attention to your cues. Drink it instead of snacking if you feel like hungry at a weird time, and just keep your water with you at all times, okay? Make drinking water a priority. Really focus on it. Give it a few weeks, and if you don't feel completely different, I'll be shocked, okay? So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was informative. I've got to run. If y'all have any questions, let me know below, and I'll talk to y'all tomorrow.